There has been a rapidly increasing disquiet in Nigeria's polity ever since the presidential candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who's a Muslim, tapped a fellow Muslim and former governor of Borno State, Kashim Shettima, as his running mate ahead of next year's presidential election. The seemingly predominant view is that Nigeria, which is a culturally and socially diverse country in the throes of corruption, fuel crisis, and spiraling insecurity, will need something more representative of this plurality if it must pull away from the fringes of disaster. The northern part of the country has been racked by the burden of insurgency and terrorism for the better part of a decade and a half. What does this upcoming elections represent for it against the backdrop of a Muslim presidential ticket? Well, joining us now to have a chat around this and a lot more is Shittu Mohammed, a member of the All Progressives Congress, one-time chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council and former presidential candidate. You're welcome. Good morning, Mr. Mohammed. Good to have you join us today.
Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you. Good morning.
All right. Well, let's start with the very topical issue of what is happening within your party and, of course, which the entire country is responding to, which is the choice that your party has made regarding an all-Muslim ticket. Yes, there was an unveiling on Wednesday, and it became obvious that the Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Kashim Shettima ticket is what the party will fly. Do you think that this is the best that your party can give? And you see Nigeria's agitation, for better representation and plurality, ever going down, given the fact that even opposition, nearly everybody is speaking against it. What are your thoughts on this, and how do you think the party can navigate its way around this very sensitive and delicate issue?
Thank you. Good morning, and good morning, Nigerian. For us, we must see that whatever will create an harmonious relationship is what we must work on. For us, we believe that we have passed that stage in life, in Nigerian life, political life, where we start talking of ethno-religious differences. I think we will take this time to start thinking of how do we improve on our economic and political development system. In fact, this morning, we wake up with the news that Ukraine and Russia are signed on the way to that they will bring out the wheat and other grains. And if you reflect, we should look at, okay, why this is a time we should use as a nation, as people, to bring the world to us. We have these resources in abundance, and now these resources is becoming scarcity in the world. Instead of us to take the advantage of what is happening, we should stop talking of ethno-religion that divide us. We should start talking of competency, and our reward of political process, electoral process should be on competency and capability for people to get to power. And when they get to power, is going to benefit all, not one person. Poverty does not know which religion or tribe you come from, or even your race. Poverty don't know that. Hunger doesn't know this. And we should learn from what happened. We have this democratic process from 1979 that we are practicing presidential system. We should now sit down and look at it. Is it improving our life? How do we as a people fashion a way for ourselves and use this opportunity of campaign to bring all hand into table to see how we develop our country, how we develop our political system, according to our culture, belief, and environment. And also, vis-a-vis, develop the economic development of our country according to our own belief and our own environment. Today, the world is searching for food. This is a great advantage Nigeria has for us to look at how we bring the world to us. We have green, at least we have arable land of over 80% of our land are arable. Be it aquatic resources is in abundance in Nigeria. Be it agricultural resources in abundance in Nigeria. Be it mineral resources is in abundance in Nigeria. And in the mix of abundance, we should sit down now and look at how we now harness these resources to better our life than to start thinking of ethno-religion, this. And in fact, I don't even want to go into that because that is not what Nigerians need now. What Nigerians need now is to put our hand together and to bring the world. When it downs on the Chinese, they will put up 50-year rolling plan. By 2010, they became the second largest economy in the world from zero. When it down on Dubai, they have only sand, they have only water, they have only the sea, the sun, and the sun. And they go into tourism. Today, the world moved into Dubai. When Singapore have nothing, they don't have oil, but they went and put up the best refinery. Today is the hub of refining for the world. What Nigerian is looking up to in the next 20, 30 years. Is it ethno-religion? The answer should be no. What we should start looking up to is how do we harness these resources and put our country into economic development pedestrian. We look into the world, we should bring the world to us. We have an arable land that can give world this wheat we are talking about. I was in Austria, and in a laboratory, they tested and see that it's Nigerian wheat that is one of the best around Lake Chad regions. But today we are striving, even we are having bread bakers that are going on strike, when we have in our backyard where we can grow this wheat, where we can put our scientists into work to grow, to bring up a new varieties of wheat that can grow even in our uplands, so that we can supply the world this wheat. This is what we should start thinking about, not for us to talk of ethno-religion. I want to urge our religious leaders, I want to urge our political leaders that the bane of our reward should be competency, capability to take this country out of where we are today into. Must we wait until our people are impoverished? Must we wait until our country is down? If we go into ethno-religious matter, does it give us food, put food into the table for us? The answer is no. Yes, it teaches us moral, it teaches us our God, it teaches us, it brings it part of us, but we should please, as a leader, who love this country, we want this country to grow. We want our great-grandchildren to come to a country that we dream of, a country with honey, a country that the world will come into. The world should come here. And that is why we said, let's start fashioning our economy according to our own belief, according to our environment, and according to our culture. And let's fashion our political system. Let's dabble into presidential system that we are practicing. It's very, very expensive. And if it's expensive, what can we do as a people to see that we reduce these resources that we put into political system? Our campaign system take a lot of fun out of our system. Let's now fashion out how do we do that. And if you look at our economic system, we practice capitalism. Capitalism with which character? Not in our character. We practice capitalism in a character of another countries. And now we are paying dearly for it. So competency and capability should be the bane of our thinking, of our reward, and of our political whom do we want to choose as our leader. And that is why, so please, ethno-religion should be low. Let's look at economic development of the country.
I think it's very easy to say that we shouldn't focus on the issue of representation and focus on the economy when it is the APC government that are currently in power and currently presiding over an economy in literal freefall. So how can you say, let's put this aside of focusing on the economy when the economy is in a bad position under your own government? Let's look at your vice presidential candidate, somebody I'd assume you are in support of. Can you talk to us about what is so great about Shettima, why he was chosen, what prospects he has? If you want people to stop talking about ethno-religious tendencies, which is still very important to many people in this country, what should they be focusing on when they have a vice presidential candidate that many people may not know much about? What can we expect from him? What do you expect from him? What is he good for? Why was he chosen and not someone else?
You see, that is a problem with this country we have, and that we must do away with. We start looking at, okay, if so person is coming to lead us, we want to know it must be a former governor, it must be a former minister, it must be a former this. We still have people outside there that are not known, that can lead us into a better way. Now, if we are looking at the man Shettima or the man Asiwaju, both of them were governors, they were senators. And if you look at what Asiwaju did in Lagos, that alone has tell you that he has the economic blueprint of how to take the country out of the hole. If you look at how Shettima settled the issue of Boko Haram and Co. and in over there, and how he has built relationship with both. For me, I don't like talking of the religious side. You have dragged me there. But what I just want to say in a nutshell is that look at his relationship with the religious groups in that part of the world where he was the governor. And look at when he was there, the economic he has put in place. And look at his successors, what he continued. There's continuity, the way continuity of Lagos came about, from Atinubu to so to where we are in Lagos today. And so also from him, you can see that what he did, what his successors are doing, and so those are areas you look at. For me, I don't want to be talking of religion, because I'm a young man. You know, you have been in this place. I've tried my own best in my own small way to see that I contribute to the development of economy. Your crew of this Arise were in my farm. So what I'm preaching is what I'm trying in my own small family way to see that what I inherit, what Nigeria inherit, what we know as agrarian, we are agrarian. So I dabble into that side and I make sure that I'm contributing my little that I could contribute. All of us should start contributing little by little from every aspect. You are now contributing in the area of dissemination of information. That's why I'm talking to you here now. So other people that are in the area of mining, area of oil and gas, let us start become patriotic and contribute to the country. If we are patriotic to this country, if we believe that Nigerian first in our mind, if we believe that the greatness of Nigeria is our own greatness, not that we will be great and Nigeria will be going down, definitely we won't find ourselves where we are. That is what I'm saying, that it is time for us, you that you are the ambassador of disseminating information, should also put at the back of your mind that it is time to promote unity, to promote economic development, to promote togetherness, to promote competency, and to promote capacity, and to promote one Nigeria and Nigerian first. Instead of us, those things that divide us, we should now use it to be something that bring us together and make us very, very unique society. this is what I'm preaching here with you today. And that's what I want Nigerians to start looking at. Let's forget about it. The world has moved forward from that. The world needs us as people. The world is waiting for us, but we are not going there. We should now look and rejig our economic and political development. And then we have seen these two people who has done it in their own little area, the states they govern, and they are now on board. Let us now put our hand together and put them where they're supposed, and test them again and see that what they've done in their states, they come to the national and do it. Instead of start thinking of where they come from, which religion they are, what is their, please, we have seen their antecedents, unless if we want to pretend. And we should use this antecedent to better the lot of Nigerians. What we need now is food in our table. We are running out. Look at what is going on in the country. So we should please low down the issue of ethno-religion, but economic and political development of the country is what should be paramount in our mind.
All right, Alhaji Mohammed, thanks for that explanation. But I'm interested in you digging further into the personalities and the capacities of, these two candidates, holding the joint ticket. A lot of Nigerians have compared them to MK Abiola, Babagana Kingibe, a combination of 29 years ago. And not just in terms of ethno-religious considerations, but in terms of, personalities, Lagos and Borno State. But then some other people are wondering that in Asiwaju and Kashim Shettima, we may not necessarily find the stuff of an MK Abiola and Babagana Kingibe, in terms of class, in terms of clout, in terms of erudition. And so people are wondering that that combination 29 years ago, in spite of the ethno-religious considerations, delivered the votes and the presidency, for the SDP. How much do you see, how much of Abiola and Kingibe do you see in these two people, your candidates, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Kashim Shettima? And what are the specific things that you would love them to do differently from what Muhammadu Buhari and Yemi Osinbajo have done? One, in the area of governance, and more importantly, in the area of food security that you are so passionate about. What would you love to see them do in their first 2 years in office if they win?
Thank you. Ambassador Babagana Kingibe is somebody that you can't take it away from him that he's a nationalist. He's somebody that you cannot even know where he comes from. All you know about him, all he say, about him is Nigeria. And so also Chief Abiola. Chief Abiola has tentacles everywhere. In fact, I think he married from every angle of Nigeria. And he has titles everywhere in Nigeria. And then, so also if you look at Jagaban of Borgu, he has cut across the country to take titles everywhere in the north. And then you look at his antecedents. One thing you can't take away from him is that he's a nationalist, he's a Nigerian. So if you look at Abiola antecedent and look at what Asiwaju Bola Tinubu now, you can see that they have the same similarity, and they've even worked together. And he has took the step that Chief Abiola took in building consensus around the country. And that is why, if you look at the primaries, you cut across. While other people are waiting for whatever, for magic, for people, he has cut across the country. And that's what worked for him to be able to navigate and become the candidate. And so also if you look at Shettima is also cut across. Shettima is a Lagosian. He's even more of a Westerner than even of Maiduguri. He has relationship with most Most of his friends are either from the north, southeast, or the southwest. You see him among them, and he too has cut across the country. He has been, is a banker who has moved around the country. So we have this similarity in them. And then what we are looking at, if we are able to get these people that are nationalists like Kingibe, like Abiola we had, that ticket, people didn't believe it. But 1993, they won. You can see what is happening today is exactly what we're talking at that time. As at that time, I was in NRC. And as at that time, in fact, I was the campaign chairman of Alhaji Bamanga Tukur in Abuja. And I saw that even at the end of the day, our followers went and voted for Abiola. Despite all we did. Even in Kano, Abiola defeated Tofa. That is the type of thing we are saying. Let's keep the issue of ethnic religion down. Let's face the reality. Let's face people that will come and put Nigeria in a greater map of the world, where we can be there, where we'll bring the world to Nigeria. If they can do it in their own little state, let them come to here and do it. And the first thing I would like them to do, if they come into the office, is for us to ban exportation of any raw materials that can be processed in Nigeria. If you want our raw material, come to Nigeria and process it. That is the beginning of our development. Not for us to take raw material out of the country. We take our crude and go and refine and then bring back other byproduct that does not help our country. We take our cocoa, we take it out, and then bring out chocolate out of the cocoa that we are the producer. We take our gum Arabic from Maiduguri and send out, and then bring back the byproduct. No, if you want our gum Arabic, come and establish your factory in Nigeria. And then that is how technology is being advanced in the world. If you want our cocoa, come bring your factory to Nigeria. If you want our fish, you don't just take trawlers and go into our high sea and just catch fish and from the high sea you sell it. No, you must take those high sea back to Nigeria before you can even export it. These are what we are saying. We must now look. If you ban the exportation of our raw material and allow them to come here, now the issue again that I would like them to look at is that we must not dollarize our marketing activities in Nigeria. You cannot come into Nigeria and be buying goods with your dollar. Our dollar, the last place you see our dollar in Nigeria should be at our airport, our seaport, and maybe on our border. As you come in there, change to our naira and come and spend your money here. We must take these measures financially, economically. Then the third thing I would like them to do is to say, let's bring the best brains together and then fashion a new economic blueprint for Nigeria. We can't go this way. We are practicing capitalism. What type of capitalism are we practicing? Is it welfareism capitalism? What type of capitalism are we practicing? We don't even know from left, from right to right. We don't know. All we know is that we are practicing capitalism system, which does not reflect our character. Which does not reflect our deeds. Why should we go that way? From 60 to today, we have not been able to come out of it. And we continue in that road. No, we must fashion a way for us to get our own economic blueprint that reflect our own character and reflect our culture. And then we must also look at our political system and look at how do we fashion our political system according to our own culture and belief and character. It's not for us to have this presidential system. Yes, it's working, but we must now fashion it into our own way, in a way that it will not be expensive and take naira and dollar out of our purse. It must be in a way that all of us must join hands to see that we reduce these expenses that bring our country down. For me, I also believe that if they are coming, if willing, anybody that got to the presidency, they should now look at how, as a country and as people, we deal with the world. We said our own foreign policies is Afrocentric. I think it is already fading. We should now fashion our foreign and our relationship with the world in a manner that will not be, it will be win-win, not win-loser. We are loser. If we look at our own foreign, we've gone to fight wars. Our men have fight war and died, and we have not gained anything from it. In fact, some of these countries go against us. When you go into international community, international arena, they go against us. So we should also fashion our foreign affairs and our deal with the world to be a win-win, not to be a lose-win. There are so many areas that we have to look at.
All right.
Look at the education, look at the agriculture, look at the defense.
All right, Alhaji
also
Mohammed.
Bring to our...
Yeah, sorry that I'm cutting you short. We have, just a little time more, to spend. But I thought that before we let you go, you've spoken, very eloquently about, your expectations of from the candidate. But then you made a reference to the good news that emanated from Ukraine, the deal on grains between Russia and Ukraine. How do you think that we should receive this news, and what are the specific lessons that you think that our country, must learn from this Ukraine-Russian war in terms of food security? Because what it has clearly shown is that most countries of the world were not prepared for that sort of a thing. What should be our expectations, and what are the lessons that we must take away from the Russian and Ukrainian war as it affects food security?
The first lesson Nigeria must learn is that after war, there must be Georgia. Then why the war? We should stop putting ourselves in what will bring us into war, rather what will advance our economy and political system. Secondly, I was sad. I have a mixed feeling, because I feel Nigeria will have used this opportunity, and which we must also to grow our own agricultural sector, to grow our own wheat, and to tell the world that they can come to us for the wheat. So it's a mixed feeling. I'm happy this has happened. There's a little peace coming, and the food will be enough. But I'm also having a mixed feeling that this is the time Nigerians should rise. This is the time that we will tell the world that we have wheat, we have grains, we have corn, we have everything they need is here in abundance. And it's time for us to tap into it to bring the world to Nigeria.
All righty.
Thank you very much, Alhaji Mohammed. It's been a good time with you, and we thank you for today. Thank you so much.